And we have sat, many of us, we watched, we participated, and we may have had a tacit feeling of sympathy starting in the 60s when the African American community marched through Alabama and all across the South saying, "We shall overcome." Now we stand in Pioneer Square admitting that we have been overcome. And when we stop and think about it, yes, corporate America has its dark, devious sides, but there's salvation because there's also a bright side. When you look at companies like Wrangler, the jean company, that didn't abandon its people in Alabama when the natural forces tore up the town and removed the plant, but they showed the type of corporate responsibility and citizenship that we expect and have a right to from all corporations, to look out for those who have made you profitable. Now, I say that those on Madison Avenue and who influence our thinking, our spending, and our decision making, and yes, they do, they influence it, and those on Wall Street who may not care if we're camping in the park, but they do care if we're not parking in their parking lots, if we're not buying from their stores, if we're not impacting profitably their bottom line. You know, in my faith, the Prophet Muhammad said that the best of you are those who have the concern for his neighbor. There's a personal responsibility in all of this. We can gather in mass, we can point our fingers, and we can demand change. But God himself does not change the condition of a people until they first change the condition in their own hearts. So we have to look on a personal level, one by one, where we actually have the power. We may have our jobs taken from us. Some of us may have our homes taken from us. Some of us may be living in the park because we have no place else to go. But one thing that we do have at our disposal is our decision. And that is the one thing that separates a human being from the common animal, is the human being's ability to make a decision, to choose, to think, and then act on that thought. We can make our decisions in our pocketbook. We can make our decision with our vote. We still have the power of decision. And now that the jig is up, you see, you can only be fooled and mistreated and manipulated when you don't know what's going on. But the sun is shining bright now. We know what's going on. There is no place for self-deception. So now that we recognize the condition that we are in, we now need to look at our own selves, individually and collectively. Are you going to be corporate Wall Street against me? Are you going to look at me and in my race and in my class and in my position in society? Am I going to be your neighbor? Is this movement going to move beyond the square and onto my block? Is this movement going to move? You see what I'm saying? Are we going to take up the personal responsibility to individually be responsible for the change that we want to see? So that's where it's really about. We've got to make a decision. We've got to make a decision. Okay? So I say to you, no conditions will change until the internal conditions will change. If we want to see external change, we have to make internal change. There are many of you who will go back into your offices today, and you will go back and talk about what you did at lunchtime. But remember, dear people, there are many who have no office to go to. There are many who have no home to go to. There are many who have no hope. We hear beautiful music here, lovely music. I mean, it's some of the best music I've heard in a long time. I mean, there's some good music here today. But I have to temper that. I have to temper that just a little bit and realize that it is a swan song for many of our people. And it doesn't matter what race they are, what gender they may be, what color, what size, what shape. We're hurting in America. We're hurting. Our people are hurting. We have been bought and we have been sold. We are not controlling Wall Street. We are the products. We have been bought and sold. America, we, the people, have been made chattel. I know that's a hard thing to think about, but we are the product. We are a bottom line now, politically and financially. The profit motive have outdistanced supply and demand. Greed have taken over, and we ourselves need to make a decision. I will decide whether I will buy my clothes, where I will buy my clothing. I will decide where I will buy my food. I will only support those who I believe are supporting what I believe in. We can take it back. We can take it back. Okay, so I'm going to say that. And I'm going to close because I have to go and take care of my obligations. I'm a believer in God and I pray on Fridays. But I tell you what, I pray on Friday, but I think every day. I think every single day. So I say to you, dear people, I say to you, as your brother, as one of you, as an American, and I love that song, America. God bless America, and God has blessed America. This is our country. This is our land. And the only way we lose this land, or the only way we can work to get it back from those who have bought it, China and others, the way that we can work to get it back is to think for ourselves, make the right decisions, and start with the one that is standing right next to, in back of, and in front of you, because that's really where the leather meets the road. Peace be unto you. I'll see you at the victory.
Thank you, Imam. Tumble out of bed and stumble in the kitchen, pour myself a cup of ambition, and yawn and stretch and try to come alive. In the shower and the blood starts pumping, out on the street the traffic starts jumping, and folks like me on the job from 9 to 5. Working 9 to 5, what a way to make a living, really getting by. It's all taking and no giving, you just lose your mind, and they never give you credit. It's enough to drive you crazy if you let it. Service and devotion, you would think that I would deserve a flat promotion. Never lost your mind, and the boss won't seem to let me. I swear sometimes that man is out to get me. Yes. Hold on. They let you dream just to watch them shatter, just to step on the boss man's ladder. But you got dreams he'll never take away. You're in the same boat with a lot of your friends, waiting for the day your ship will come in. The tide's gonna turn and it's all gonna roll your way. Working 9 to 5, what a way to make a living, really getting by. It's all taking and no giving, you just lose your mind, and they never give you credit. It's enough to drive you crazy if you let it. 9 to 5, they got you where they want you. There's a better life, and you're not to make a motion. You just lose your mind, and the boss won't seem to let me. I swear sometimes that it is hard to get me. Yeah, that's it. Dolly Parton. We've got a lot of speakers left, really inspirational things to be said, a lot of inspirational things to be heard. So thank you guys all for hanging out.
Please welcome from the Ainsworth United Church of Christ,